The man who knew too much. How can you know too much?
It sounds like somebody
That's
that
like
got
having
off.
too much money.
It sounds like somebody just got killed.
I'm assuming like
If you know too much of the wrong thing.
You will get off.
But if you know too much of the right thing, you can get out of it.
I wanted to talk about Obama, but you know.
What about Obama?
Remember about his what? Was it his waitress or something? He ended up dead.
I don't know that.
Oh, his chef.
Chef, dude.
Yeah, that was pretty weird. Drowning from a grown man.
And they posted a video of him swimming.
He was on a paddle boat.
Yeah, and he fell off and drowned.
There's videos of him swimming. They posted it.
I mean, lakes are pretty strong, man.
But I'm gonna keep it
Some
100.
currents
If you
are
if you get caught
currents.
behind it in that little current that be pushing the boat
Paddle
It's
forward.
possible.
It's a paddle boat. You have a
But don't it still have
Except
the
when you flip
little?
over.
Don't it still got
No
something behind
motor.
it?
no. Why would you need a paddle if it had a thing?
There's no
behind
Oh,
motor.
paddle. Oh,
That wasn't the problem. The problem is when he fell off. But that's besides the point. That is pretty weird, though.
well, you know when you're in water, you can't control like currents because the currents can like just pull you. So
Was he alone?
No, they said there was witnesses. They tried to say there was no witnesses, but I don't know. I don't really have all the details. I can't really speak on it.
that was
speak on
free. Yeah. He
Guess he
heard
was a man
something.
that knew too much. Okay.
Sheesh.
Yeah, let's get into this video. Let's find out who this guy is.
Milton William Cooper, also known as Bill Cooper, is perhaps one of, if not the most influential figure in modern-day conspiracy theory. He's no longer with us to continue to give us his spin on the world, but many of the leading names in conspiracy theory today have followed in his footsteps. So much so that, in hearing about him, you'd probably think he was the guy behind all those dubious articles you saw on Facebook earlier today. His theories and predictions range from the ridiculously outlandish to the true. Yeah, some of the things this guy predicted really materialized, including his own death. Born in 1943 in California, Cooper joined the military after high school and served in the Navy in Vietnam. It was here he claimed to have seen top-secret documents while working as part of the briefing team under Admiral Bernard A. Clary, who commanded the Navy's Pacific Fleet. According to Cooper, these documents reveal the existence of collusion between the United States government and extraterrestrials to take over the world. Yes, in this video I will be making heavy use of the terms according to, allegedly, and claims, because it is very hard to figure out what is real and what is not in the world of conspiracy, for some people at least. So I will leave what you believe in up to you. Also contained within these documents were a vast array of other alarming government conspiracies. For instance, JFK had not been killed by Lee Harvey Oswald at all, but instead by his driver, using a gas pressure device developed by the aliens. Seems like a lot of work when they could have just, used a gun from a concealed position far away. Regardless, it sure was good of the government to put all these documents together on a boat in Vietnam. When he returned from the war, Cooper knew he had to inform the public about what the government was doing. Well, it's only right. And intended to contact a reporter. Around the same time, he was involved in an accident when his motorcycle allegedly hit a black limousine. This resulted in his right leg being amputated above the knee. In the hospital, Cooper claims he was visited by two men who asked him if he'd learned his lesson, presumably the occupants of the black limo trying to cow him into silence. Cooper told them that he had indeed learned his lesson, but internally he knew the lesson was in fact not learned, and that the information had to get out. By the 80s, Cooper had begun getting involved in the UFO scene, which would be receptive to his claims. Of course, the UFO theorists were mostly concerned with sightings and abductions and the occasional unconsenting probe, but Cooper's theories focus more around the government and their impending world domination than the saucy green boys, adding a new dimension to ufology. He published a number of essays, wrote into UFO magazines, and started giving lectures. It was here he met the owner of a publishing company, who Cooper convinced to publish a book that he would write, detailing all his theories. And so, 3 years later, in 1991, Behold a Pale Horse was published. Here, Cooper expanded upon his theory that the government was in contact with an alien race. The world was actually ruled by the Illuminati, who were in turn being controlled by the aliens, and the aliens' plan was to turn a portion of Earth's population into slave labour, and for this to work smoothly, the Illuminati would need to bring in a single global government, the New World Order. The book, of course, goes into much greater detail and expands upon various other things, but the thing about conspiracy theories is they're usually so complicated and complex, it takes weeks to research the many deep and branching rabbit holes and hours to explain to someone else, so I'll just name some of the theories and concepts if you'd like to look into them for yourself. One world government, man-made AIDS, protocols of the Elders of Zion, the Bilderberg Group, the Knights Templar, Freemasons, Majestic 12, the Trilateral Commission, etc., etc. Maybe I should do a series where I look into individual conspiracies, but for this video I simply just do not have the time to go into all of this. You might think it all sounds crazy, but Cooper does explicitly state his conclusions may be wrong, and his intent is only to convince you that none of us know the truth about this world, and everyone should do their own research and search for that truth. Behold a Pale Horse slowly became an underground bestseller, and Cooper began hosting a show on shortwave radio called The Hour of the Time.
It kind of messed me up. The pale horse ain't the pale horse. It's like the last horse of the deadly seven. Like
It's the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
yeah.
I don't think they have colors, do they?
I think they do.
I think they each are just like a deadly thing that wipes out humanity, like a plague and stuff like that.
I thought they had descriptions of it. Let me look it up.
Okay, the guy that sent this video, I don't know his name, but this shows that people are digging really deep into life. Some people out there think some crazy things, probably.
Bro who wrote the book?
And he was a bestseller from that, so that means a lot of people were interested in it.
See, it's conquest, war, hunger, and death. They don't.
People
have
got a lot of time on their hands.
I told you that.
The fact that he got off a radio show
And,
from
but
that.
a few of the conspiracies he did say, I don't believe his theory, but I do believe that what they said isn't true. Like with the JFK.
You believe that? Hey.
JFK,
Oh,
they
they
said
do.
it definitely like it was
Why for
not.
conquest? Well, that conquest is not the first
That
one.
didn't happen
The
correctly
Pale is
there.
right, you're right.
And then, because I went and seen it in Dallas too.
That's
It doesn't
crazy.
look like it'll make sense. You would see who did it quick. Look.
But they said it in the Bible?
I don't
It's
know
like
where
right
they got
there.
that from.
It's like somebody shooting from right here down there.
That's crazy.
That far.
This
They
is
couldn't
a,
see it. And it's the president.
Man, this is kind of scary. Like, why did he want to show us this?
And then
4
also the
biblical
Freemasons.
figures who appear in the book of Revelation.
yeah, they said the fourth. That's why I was messed up. It said the same thing as Revelation. It says one world order.
What's the name of the book?
It's called The Pale Horse.
I
It's
don't
the
know.
Pale something.
He's talking about a bunch of conspiracies though.
Yeah, that's crazy. But it also kind of ties into the Revelation too in the Bible. That's what make it more kind of crazy. I can't say if it's right or wrong, man.
You can't. That's what he even said. I mean, he said this is all conspiracy. Who
So
really
this
knows?
could be wrong.
But yeah, y'all heard us.
But he
It
did see some
could be
shit
wrong.
though. He did see some shit though.
I'm thinking
he said
it's probably wrong.
I don't know, but
Nah, nobody knows.
we
Yeah,
can't
nobody
say this
knows.
is facts though.
No, yeah, definitely not. I don't know what's facts and what's not facts.
Yeah, in this society.
Yeah. Only thing that I truly believe is
I
Jesus
think-
Christ.
His conclusions may be wrong, and his intent is only to convince you that none of us know the truth about this world, and everyone should do their own research and search for that truth. Behold a Pale Horse slowly became an underground bestseller, and Cooper began hosting a show on shortwave radio called The Hour of the Time. As the UFO scene lost popularity, Cooper began to rethink his theories on aliens, and started to suspect aliens were merely a cover story or a red herring for the Illuminati. As such, his theories became even more focused on totalitarian governments and police states. This began to attract the attention of the militia movement of the 90s. One fan of Cooper's being Timothy McVeigh, the Oklahoma bomber. He's come up in a few videos now. I really should make an episode on him. Anyways, after the Oklahoma bombing,
feds
FBI
watching.
agents came to Cooper's house to ask him some questions, as McVeigh had ordered a videotape about the Waco siege from Cooper. I do have an episode on the
This
Waco
had to be
siege,
cap.
by the way. Having the FBI show up to his house did not please
This had to be a cap story, bro.
Why do
You just had a
say
major
it's cap?
change real quick, buddy.
What made you say
What
it's
just made
cap?
you change in 2 damn seconds? You ain't
Are
on
we
this
just
side.
seeing pictures in the video somebody drawn? This is
Well, he's
just like-
explaining it.
But you
He's
just said
he's like making the visual. So
I
you
just
can
said we don't
follow
know.
it.
Why do you think it's cap, bud?
Why is it
I
cap?
been thought it was cat from the beginning.
I
But,
know.
No, it is weird though, because his books make people do weird things. Because if you know, okay, so Timothy McVeigh, Oklahoma history here, he bombed. They had these 2 big tall
The Murrah
buildings.
building, yeah.
in Oklahoma, and he pulled up with a van, bombed them. There was a daycare in there, killed kids, all that. He didn't give a fuck.
Blew that shit up.
Blocked that part out. But he said he did it because something that happened in like Waco and like the situation in Waco that I don't know much about. Something with some buildings and like this cult and like the government pulled up and they was like,
Yeah, then they start shooting out.
yeah,
and
they was
the
like
building
come
burned
out
up or
and they
something.
wouldn't come out. So they like ended up like in a firefight with them and blicked them.
Yeah, and the building burnt up.
Yeah, and then so he was mad about that, so that's why he bombed it. But he said it was like some type of conspiracy in his book. So he was reading the book. They said Timothy McVeigh was a fan of this dude.
Tweet out.
He's right. He's right. I'm gonna take matters into my own hands.
Let's keep going. Maybe he changes your mind.
Waco, Texas.
And he was beginning to suspect he was at the center of some sort of plan to silence him. This, of course, only bolstered his beliefs and furthered his commitment to spreading his theories. You may never have heard of Bill Cooper, but I'm willing to bet you probably think he sounds a lot like some media figure you know of today, when it seems like conspiracy theories are more prevalent than ever. Bill Cooper was like a forerunner to people like Alex Jones. Ironically, the two had a little feud after Cooper said Alex Jones' theories were bullshit. Now, you may be thinking this all sounds like bullshit, but not all of Cooper's predictions were so outlandish. He noticed the rising trend of prescribing drugs like Prozac and Ritalin to kids and teenagers, and worried it would lead to a rash of school shootings, which in turn would be used as an excuse by the government to take away citizens' arms. That was 8 years before the Columbine school shooting. He also predicted a massive tragedy would occur in the US and the blame would be pinned on Osama bin Laden. This would lead to war in foreign countries, bombing campaigns, and increased surveillance on American citizens. That was 2 months before 9/11. Maybe that means we should all seriously consider his more far-fetched theories.
Where's the
or
facts?
maybe it means a broken clock is right twice a
Where
day.
him saying this.
Cooper also managed to predict his own death, although that one is a little less impressive considering you kind of have direct control over the outcome. You know, you wouldn't be too amazed if I predicted I'd die a week from now and then in 7 days I went off to play in traffic.
We can fact check this after this.
We need
After
to.
9/11, Cooper became ever more paranoid, reclusive, and belligerent. His wife left with his daughters, although Cooper claimed he had moved them out of the country for their safety. He was sure the government was moving for total control, and he would be silenced for his resistance.
Can't get too
He had
deep
previously
into this
believed he was being targeted by Bill Clinton himself, although we all know old Bill was preoccupied with other matters. He now believed the IRS were out to get him, although this was because he didn't pay his taxes, so once again, not really a great prediction there. For his alleged tax evasion, there was a warrant out for Cooper's arrest since 1998, but he had eluded multiple attempts to serve it. Authorities sort of let him get away with it because they knew he wasn't going to go down without a fight. Cooper told his audience that he was aware he was a hunted man and that he was soon going to be shot dead. His house was on a hilltop that gave him a view of incoming vehicles, and Cooper was suspicious of anyone coming up that street. People would often drive up for the view, but Cooper would often accost them, suspecting them of spying on him or trying to intimidate him. Once he followed one of these people home and threatened them with a gun.
Sounds a little
Allegedly.
crazy to me.
And this is when the authorities decided they needed to act. The sheriff's office issued a warrant for Cooper's arrest on suspicion of aggravated assault, but again, they were worried about Cooper's volatility, allegedly. In November 2001, they decided they would draw Cooper out by posing as another annoying group of people around Cooper's property, parking their car not far away and playing loud music. And sure enough, Cooper came out in his truck, but he sensed something was off, and instead of trying to shoo them away as he usually did, he turned tail. The deputies gave chase. Allegedly. When he reached his driveway, Cooper got out of his truck and made for his front door, firing at the deputies and striking one in the head, mortally wounding him.
Wow.
The deputies fired back.
allegedly.
Cooper was struck 9 times and killed on his doorstep, just as he had predicted.
Also
Of
not
course,
allegedly.
many dispute this version of events and claim Cooper was assassinated. Indeed, his death galvanized his support and cemented his legacy as a martyr. Even his old nemesis Alex Jones would go on to praise him as a genius, saying he looked into his work after his death and found it to be amazing.
And then I listened to Bill Cooper, and it was like incredible stuff about 9/11's coming and like all this really smart stuff. And I was like, God, I didn't know this guy was this smart.
And that's the tale of Milton William Cooper. Whether you think he was a paranoid crackpot or a revolutionary is up to you. Maybe you'll go off and investigate his conspiracy theories in more depth, or maybe you'll dismiss the whole thing as nonsense. The only thing I can guarantee is both sides will somehow find something to attack me for in the comments. Fucking piss off.
Felt that, brother.
All that's left for me to say is,
really,
if
man?
you'd like to see more absolutely fantastic videos made by a charming, handsome man, subscribe.
Here's a page on the FBI website.
What the?
Here, I typed his name in, and it's Federal Bureau of Investigation.gov. William Milton Cooper.
Click it.
No, they're gonna be seeing what I'm looking at.
Hey, look.
Hold on.
You
man.
clicking on your
Let's
phone.
figure out if he
If
really
he was right about
the
those
9/11.
things.
No,
this
I'm
is
trying
what
to
I
figure
think.
out.
This is still what I think. I think he is crazy and this and that. Woo-de-woo.
He's definitely a crackpot.
Yeah, but he might have accidentally stumbled on some things that were true.
Yes.
Along the way.
The Renlin.
But probably like 90% was probably not true. But that 10% was big
I
ass
would say
things that
probably
he
less
got
than
right.
10%.
I ain't gonna lie. The gun.
maybe.
The
The shootings and the 9/11, that's gonna be.
Nah.
But he named the man. Did he name the man? Is that a fact that he named the man?
Named what man?
They said
Osama.
he said it was gonna be Osama that we was
Oh
gonna blame it
yeah,
on.
that's pretty crazy.
If there's
Osama
facts-
was big over there.
If that's a fact though, well, yeah. Man.
I'm pretty sure he was
Can
like
we look up and
somebody
see-
of importance or something. Didn't he start Al Qaeda or like lead Al Qaeda?
Did he really predict 9/11? That's what we have to figure out.
The Simpsons did that shit.
They did.
They did. That's pretty scary.
No, that's weird. No man, I don't even like thinking about all that. That's why you shouldn't think too deep into things. You'll end up like, bro.
They say his book remains a bestseller.
That's why scientists, it's like a proven fact that scientists always kill themselves.
Because they thinking too deep into shit.
It says he
They figure out
warned
some shit.
of a cashless society, a socialist order that devalues work, the confiscation of weapons, global leadership, usurping the sovereignty of the United States.
wow.
This shit's scary.
Because that sounds like what's
It
kind of
says
almost going on.
portions of the book are dated. Some paragraphs can strike readers as eerily prescient.
What does that mean?
Is it happening right now?
Hey Siri, define prescient.
Just listen to the pretense.
It says it means having or showing knowledge of events before they take place.
Did
So he was
predict
predicting.
9/11?
He did predict some stuff.
When he
Yeah.
asked
According to
who's
this
going
mass
to win the
shooting.
Super
So can we
Bowl.
just
I'm
look
not gonna lie,
that
that
up on
video
Siri?
was pretty interesting.
No, that was
No,
great.
that
Now,
was
the
entertaining.
extraterrestrial life thing is kind of way
Controlling
crazy
the
to me
Illuminati.
because, like, for me, I have to see it to believe it. But I don't know. Everything else seems.
I mean,
seems like he maybe was just
didn't the-
crazy,
the
like
on-
just a government conspiracy guy. But the fact that he was uncovering some stuff was kind of crazy.
Didn't the FBI agent just come out and say that a UFO was real? That they
He
really
did say
seen it?
that under oath. He said that.
So I mean,
Man, but I haven't seen it though, so I can't believe what I don't
I
see.
know, but-
Like
yeah,
if
that's true. It
100
could be a
people, if
distraction.
100 people told you the
Nigga
unicorn was
said-
real, you never seen it, would you believe it?
that's very true. It could be a distraction. But can we look up and see if Cooper really predicted 9/11? Because that would be that's
It
what it would be
says
for me.
Cooper described the CIA plan to induce in people via drugs and hypnosis, which would lead to the desire to shoot up schoolyards.
That's
he said
scary.
such incidents would hasten the call for gun control. He said
That's
this plan
scary.
is well underway. The middle class is begging the government to do away with the Second Amendment.
That's scary. That's happening. But the
ain't
9/11. Can we
getting
can we
mine.
get any information on that? He is having some stuff that's coming to light that has happened.
Allegedly.
And now that has happened. They got kids.
No.
taking
I'm
Adderall
saying
and-
he predicted it allegedly. If he really predicted those
But
two
he
things,
made a
crazy.
book, though.
It's
If he
crazy
came
that he
up-
was making these conspiracy theories before the internet was a thing. Like he was just on the radio talking to people, and they
But he
were
made
like
a book,
listening,
though, like-
going berserk.
Yeah. You
This-
think
they
He
he's
said
did
it was
write a book in
before, so
1991.
how did he do it allegedly, Brock? If he made a
You
book
think
about
he's
it?
far right?
He wrote a book
In
in,
the book, does it
1991.
say that?
Yes.
I'm sure.
Did
he's
you
neither,
read it?
bro?
No,
If
that's
he
what.
thinks the
Bro,
government's crazy.
Is
Why would
that
he
stuff
pick a
not in the
side?
book? Is that stuff like in the book, right?
All that's in the book.
Yes.
I'm reading all that stuff. I
The
just read
9/11
is a book.
stuff.
Yes.
Yes, everything's in the book that we just
That's
talked
in
so
about.
he
book.
predicted 9/11 in the book.
I don't know if he
Yes,
predicted that in
probably.
the book. Maybe he predicted that on the radio show because on the book it doesn't say anything about that.
So all the
see-
stuff you just read that wasn't in the book, like about the kids taking pills, the guns, shooting up schools, Second Amendment. None of that was in the book, or that just saying stuff.
Actually,
he just
Taj,
predicted?
you asked about far right. Here goes something about far right. Hold on, I gotta sneeze.
Because I just looking at
It
this. off his
says
ideology.
one audience that found "Behold a Pale Horse" is the Patriot wing of the Republican Party. In an invitation-only Facebook group, some members of the Patriot Movement Arizona, a group of far-right Republicans, traded their thoughts on conspiracy theories and their hatred of Muslims and immigrants. Members of the group have also become influential in the Arizona Republican Party. The Arizona Republic reviewed thousands of the group's posts, comments, and photos between 2016 and 2019. And here's in quotations. I'm almost done with Behold a Pale Horse, which details the deep state control using school shootings as political motives to control the USA. Also very scary, a member commented in May 2018. The book
Fucking
also
scary.
attracted followers of the conspiracy theory known as QAnon, which is that guy that was in the shaman outfit.
Huh?
Yeah, the guy that was in the shaman outfit in January 6th. They call him the QAnon shaman, which is QAnon is like a conspiracy theory group
How
now.
he was tapped in like that?
It says the people
Couldn't did that shit, bro.
okay, it says the book has also attracted followers of the conspiracy theory known as QAnon, which falsely casts Democrats as doing the bidding of globalists in order to shield their perversions, including devouring babies for their nourishing blood.
All right, that's
wow,
enough for
that's
today.
absurd.
That's enough.
Hold on. It says QAnon adherents believe an anonymous figure inside the government is sporadically posting cryptic clues to corruption and the perpetrators of child sex crime using various online bulletin boards. It says the shortwave radio of modern times. The anonymous source of the information is Q, named for the level of top secret clearance he's purported to have. Well, that's pretty interesting. So they're even more crazier than this
Chill
guy.
out, man. What you on here,
Making sure I
man?
don't see no red dots coming in.
They're even more crazy.
This video never gets posted.
No, I don't know.
This is
if
pretty
we can
absurd.
post
These guys
this
are
one,
crazy.
Hey, you know what make it?
If it gets posted, we survived, y'all.
Hey, I know it's so crazy, bro.
So Cooper lost his leg. This guy, because they said he lost his leg in a motorcycle thing. So he was doing all this shit with one leg.
I don't
Oh, he was a
know.
real fucking crackpot.
He was busting. He was. Hey, nigga can't say Cooper wasn't slinging an iron. He was slinging an iron on this.
Hey, I
was
knew he was
absolutely
far
insane.
right, bro. It was impossible for him
No,
not to be
he
far.
was not far right. A far right group found the book and supported it.
But like the ideology is like the same. The ideology.
The ideologies.
The ideology.
It could be
word
because
for
that's
you,
what they
bro.
I
liked
don't know,
it.
man.
Huh?
This shit's
It could be because
insane
that's
to
what
me.
they liked it.
Because like,
Let's Google that. Let's confirm
because
that.
like, if they
What's his
said the
name,
Democrats, you just heard him say the Democrats was the ones that was doing
The babies.
This information I'm receiving on
and,
YouTube.
and you know what making it wild, y'all? Ain't they the
it
same ones
sounds,
that's trying to let pedophilia legal?
They're trying to let a lot of things legal that got to do with that, and the school shooting things. That's the only thing. If he predicted that,
That's insane.
then he.
It's in the book, bro.
It's in the book, and
Nigga,
that
we
ain't
don't
happened.
know that it's in the book.
Hey,
Bro, we can. All right, bro. After this, we gonna.
we gotta look
How
at,
about you go read the book and come back and tell
if
us?
it's in the book about school shooting, because you know school shootings didn't happen until the 2010.
No, it showed it. Yeah, the first one one of the first was that Columbine in '99.
Bro, I think he
Mass
was
shooting?
really that wise.
It says he
enough to lock
described-
in and predict that stuff.
He described in his book, AIDS was a man-made disease used to target blacks, Hispanic, and homosexuals, and that a cure was made before it was implemented.
I'm not mad at that prediction.
This guy's pretty insane.
I've
I
been
don't
hearing
see
that, so
anything
he gonna
about
make
his
it forever.
Back in
political
the day,
affiliation.
man.
Why would? How could he just sit there and predict this
King
shit? now?
Solomon was going crazy. He ain't get AIDS.
Yeah, I'm saying.
They had
creating that
STDs
shit,
in biblical
man.
times. That's
What,
why
AIDS?
Creating that shit, man.
I don't think they had AIDS. No,
So I'm-
they did have STDs.
They probably did.
crazy.
They didn't know
They
about
probably
it.
had herpes or something.
Boy, that was all
It's probably
clapped
Yeah,
burnt
guys.
up.
Moral of the story.
It's like my
This
pee
shit gets
steam.
deep.
It's getting way.
Don't go deeper.
Supposed to get older.
Don't go deeper, guys.
They probably like think about it. Women probably had yeast infection.
All right.
They ain't
All
even
right,
know.
brother. Let's finish the
What's wrong with
video.
you?
It's over with. Okay, the
wrong with
conspiracy theorist who predicted his own death. What's his first name again?
William Milton
William
William Cooper.
Cooper.
Yeah, I don't see anything about his political affiliation, but
Well, we learned
his
something
conspiracy
today.
theories are actually interesting.
No,
I'm
they
not
are.
crazy in believing in this, but it is interesting to read.
Nah, definitely.
Well, guys, this is conspiracy, y'all. Let's say hypothetically.
This could
This
be
isn't
possible.
real. We're in a simulation.
Yeah, bro, you're gonna take the red or the blue pill. Which one are you gonna take?